choice will lead to a greater evil.
It's just not for me, and besides, I don't have the time. This has been my go-to answer for many years when the subject of RPG games come up. I said it when I was told I need to play Skyrim. It was my instant response when questioned why I don't play Final Fantasy games. It was also my reply when my PS Pod co-host Javier recommended I play The Witcher 3. Why the hatred for these giant open world spectacles, I hear you cry? Well, the truth is that there is no hatred. When I was younger, I actually loved RPG games. I can remember rushing home from school to play Baldur's Gate with my friends, and then spending the entire summer holiday playing all 4 discs of Legends of Dragoon. Twice! One of the first games I had on my Xbox 360 was Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which I sank hours and hours into. Then something happened. I got a job. That's right, the soul-crushing reality that I had to work 8 hours a day hit me hard. That, along with normal adult stuff such as living on my own for the first time and not having mummy around to clean up while I'm busy trying to get my Nordic Knight to level 50, meant that RPG games took a backseat in life. Unfortunately, they would remain on that backseat for the next 13 years. More linear, story-driven games would take centre stage, along with easy-to-play sports sims, and big AAA action adventures. Don't get me wrong, these sort of games were just as prominent in my younger life as the RPG games, if not more. But when it came to time management, they were now even higher on the playlist than ever before. In fairness, I did try rekindle my love for RPG games by playing things such as Dragon Age and Mass Effect, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen, and I was left with the feeling that these games had passed me by. And before I knew it, RPGs had become a thing of the past in my adult life. You'll already know by the title of this video that eventually I caved in and decided to play The Witcher 3. But why this one, and not one of the hundreds of other RPGs recommended to me before this? What was it about this one that made me dust off my sword and shield? Well, my dual swords in this case. The stupidly high praise for a start. Best game of this generation is what I would often hear when people talk about this game. Javi told me this on the podcast, friends outside of Respawning told me this, every review I looked at told me this. Now, I'm happy on missing out on some of the best RPGs around, but missing out on a game of this generation? I couldn't let that happen. The following day, I had ordered The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I even went with the special Game of the Year edition with all the DLC expansion packs and all. I was going in hard. It was a lovely Saturday morning when my jolly old postman knocked on the door to hand me the greatest game of this generation. I excitedly thanked him for what I was hoping to be a life-changing game, while he looked at me with confusion and moved on to the next house to deliver something surely less exciting. I inserted the disc and decided to have a nose on the PlayStation Store while it installed. Oh great, there's a digital version of the game for half the price of what I just paid. No, I said to myself, I will not let this get me down. I'm about to play the greatest game of this generation, don't you know? So finally, the install was complete and I was good to go. So here we go. My gaming world was about to change forever, right? I was about 30 minutes in when I decided I don't like this. That's right, what was supposed to be a real game changer had me scratching my head wondering what the big deal was. Having only wandered around aimlessly talking to NPCs and trying to understand what the hell Gwent is, I got fed up. I don't know what it is. Maybe years away from these sort of games had killed my attention span or something. What followed was shameful and disappointing. I'm not proud of this, but I soon switched it off and played something else. Surely this wasn't my adventure with Witcher 3 over with already. Surely didn't just get bored with the game that everybody but me seems to love.
We all knew what we were signing up for.
After a few days away from my failed adventure, I felt something I hadn't felt in a while. That RPG itch. The itch to fire up The Witcher 3 and find out what that NPC wanted me to do about that damn griffin that's been pestering the innocent townfolk. Now, my problem with RPGs has often been that I can't play them for just an hour here or there, which is how most of my gaming is done these days. I thought this would also be the case for The Witcher, but I found myself taking the odd hour to do the secondary quest or hunt down a spectre that has been haunting some poor dude's home. That hour would quickly turn into 2 hours, because I'd want to end my session on a main story quest or finish whatever crazy task I'd already started. My adult responsibilities were being pushed back as much as possible in exchange for slashing my way through multiple monsters. And just like that, the next thing I knew, I was addicted. How did this happen?
I returned.
If you've played The Witcher 3, then you will know the exact reason why I got addicted. For those of you who may still be on the fence, assuming I wasn't the only one left, I recommend you take that leap of faith and try it. You don't like RPGs? Don't let that put you off. I feel like this game is so grand and epic that it transcends video game genres. Yes, at its core, of course it's an RPG, but the stunning visuals, the deep interest in characters and engaging story makes it an instant classic. And maybe I can see why people have been calling this the game of this generation. I could go on and on why I'm addicted to The Witcher 3 now, but for those of you who are watching who haven't played it, I don't want to take that away from you. You need to discover this for yourself. Look, trust me, I'm somebody who did not love these sort of games, and now I love The Witcher 3. What does that tell you? It's truly something special. Trust me, try it for yourself. Another reason that this game really stands out to me above other RPGs is that it kind of doesn't feel like an RPG. What I mean is, the combat's different. The combat's way more fluid and way more representative of what you'd probably get from a AAA action adventure game. The visuals are just on another level. Now, I know a lot of RPG visuals look great anyway, but this is just something more. I can't really explain it. You have to play it for yourself. What I am trying to say though is, if you're put off by RPGs for the way they might look or the way that they might play or anything like that, just give this one a go, because it does stand head and shoulders above the rest for a good reason, at least in my opinion. For those watching who are interested in exactly how far in I am, I'm still only in Velen. The big impression that this game has had on this non-RPG player so early on is a testament to how incredible this game really is. The big question though, has this experience changed my opinion on RPGs? Not exactly. I don't know for sure, but I can see myself being quite tired by the time I finally conquer The Witcher 3, meaning I'm very unlikely to run out and pick up something similar. Also, I am very aware that this is a complete different beast to other games like it. I don't want to go into another RPG with Witcher-like expectations only to be let down very early on and potentially miss out on something decent. What this has done though, is make me more open to trying something outside of my comfort zone. It's shown me that I can juggle a huge RPG while dealing with everyday adult life. I just needed the right game to help me realise this. So, will I still feel the same come the end of my time with The Witcher 3? Maybe I'll love it even more. Will I brave another RPG afterwards? The same people who have recommended The Witcher also suggested Nier Automata. Am I saying that right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. So maybe that's the next one I try tackle. Either way, watch this space. Anybody fancy a game of Gwent?
I'm always in the mood for Gwent.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure to check out the other videos on our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to check out our podcasts, and of course, for all the latest news and reviews, check out respawning.co.uk. And if you enjoy everything we do, make sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/respawning. Anything you can give is greatly appreciated and helps us improve. I've been Mikey from Respawning. I'll see you next time.